Hey everyone, I promised you an unboxing video of Dinosaur Island Rawr, right? So here you go. However, caveat, this is one of our production copies, so we have already opened it, unwrapped everything, just to make sure it looked hunky-dory before we started printing over 10,000 of them. So here we go. Yours will look mostly like this with some extra packaging when you first get it. But on top, there'll be the rulebook, which we can go through pretty quickly. So Steve-O, our graphic designer, is supremely talented. So we've got easily referenced headers for different concepts, we've got consistent iconography throughout, and we've got loads and loads of examples, which I find very helpful. The colors and the symbols are mirrored on your player sheet, so you should be able to easily find whatever you're looking for. Obviously, making dinosaurs has a huge section because it's very important. We've got the Dino Tour, which is a new concept included in Rawr from Dino Island. Big section for disasters, you do not want to get very many of those. And then we've got the outline of final scoring, and every single card in the game for specialists and buildings is clarified near the back of the rulebook, so should help you understand what's going on. Got a preliminary FAQ, but as always, if you have other questions, just let us know and we'll help figure it out. We got 2 game variants to draft the cards into block dice, making it more difficult to get things if that's what you like to do, and then solo mode, which is included in the Kickstarter version and the retail version, and then just a key for all the symbols. Very cool. Next we have an embroidered bag. If you back the Kickstarter, you'll have this very fancy Rawr logo. If you didn't back the Kickstarter, you'll just have a red velveteen bag. Either way, it's big, it fits hands, perfect for scooping out some dice. Then we've got our action board. It's double-sided, one side for 2 to 3 and one side to 4. I believe the solo mode uses the 2 to 3 side as well. Up top you'll be tracking the rounds and seeing where those arrows are to actually activate your park. And then these, using the dice that we'll be drafting, we'll use them as kind of a worker placement mode as well. So yeah, that's that. And then we've got our chunky amber dice, which are too big to fit in my hand. Super satisfying and clinky, 10 of them total. You cannot use these for Dinosaur Island, though they look the same, because we've got some new icons and actions on them, and the graphic design has been updated across the board for these games. So basic DNA, the red, yellow, and blue, has a black helix, while advanced DNA, the orange, purple, green, has a white helix to help you see what's what at a glance. Next, we've got our player sheets. So there are 50 double-sided sheets per pad, and we've got extra printable ones on the website as well. But each player will get one from each pad. So you've got the grid where you'll be drawing your park and keeping track of DNA and dinos, and then you've got your park tour phase, essentially, that has numbered icons to help you activate your park in order, and this keeps track of most of your buildings, your specialists, and your excitement. Oh, and your deaths. Let's not forget those. It also has a reminder for final scoring at the bottom, which is also in the rulebook, but it keeps it handy for your reference. Okay, the Kickstarter will include 4 different golf pencils in player colors, pre-sharpened. So you can start playing as soon as you want. Very cute. We've got the first player token and the round tracker, which will be used at the top of the board. And then we've got our beloved Erasosauruses. So These are actual rubber erasers that you can use to fix your park. But I know many of you will just be using them as like player markers. I am the blue Stegosaurus player with the blue pencil, and so on. They're single-sided, still very cute. They have no other game function besides that. And finally we've got our cards in the middle. So we've got two types of cards. We've got buildings, we've got specialists, and there's over 20 of each of them. How these will be used is on the main board, there's slots. There's 3 slots, A, B, C, for buildings and for specialists. So each game, you'll actually be selecting 3 random cards from each deck to slot in here. So you'll only have 3 options each game, meaning that it's very likely that future games will look very different. You'll have different effects, different points, different shapes of buildings. So lots of variety going on here. So buildings, we've got the name, we've got the cost and coins, we've got the shape that you'll be drawing on your park grid. Each time you see a pink lightning bolt, that's an immediate effect when you build it. And then most of these buildings, if not all of them, give you endgame scoring. So numbers in the large star, those are just outright points, and then usually there's an additional effect. These are pretty fun to see because a lot of them are taken from Dino Island or are also present in Dinosaur World, so it really makes you feel like you are in the same universe of the game. Like it's just a few years later. Well, actually, no, this one is Dinosaur Island, so it's still the 90s. Things are radical? Tubular? I don't remember all the slang. I was but a youngin'. Anyway, there are a ton of them, so there we go. Those are buildings. And then the specialists, similarly, we've got the title, we've got the cost and coins. They all give you 3 victory points at the end of the game, literally all of them the same. We've got our immediate effect, and then this arrow is activated when you do your park run phase, which I touched on briefly with the different phases, but that'll happen 3 times per game. So you have to plan for these things to activate as many times as possible, right, to be efficient, but you can't rely on them too much since it is only maximum 3 times per game. The artwork for the specialists is done by the talented Kwanchai Moria. We love him, he's so good. Some of these faces look familiar. Operator, yep, here we go. So yeah, tons of them. Remember you'll only see 3 of them per game. And that's it. So to pack it up, you put your cardboard board down first, then your player sheet pads, and then the bag, which little ropes can go in those spaces right there, and the rulebook, and you're done. That's Dinosaur Island Rawr.